And what makes you think you are worthy of being a goddess?
A new book?
Oh, good point. Hello, I'm Steve.
And I'm Tracy.
And we are the Partners at War. Well, it has been a long time.
It has been too long.
It has been way too long.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. For those of you who have followed the channel, you'll know that I'm a school superintendent.
And I'm a teacher.
And COVID has absolutely dominated this entire year.
Yeah. Our last video actually came out in August, which...
Right before the school year began. Right before school. Once it began, we've been going non-stop. We thought we were going to be able to start doing some videos in January.
Well, actually, we did. we did shoot a video in January.
On New Year's Day. New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, we shot it because we were going to do Daughters of Kane. And in the middle of our editing...
We found out a new Battletome was coming out. We said we're not going to put out an army report with the old Battletome. So we waited until the new Battletome came out, which was today. We just picked it up this morning. We're going to hope to get through this without too many mistakes. But it's brand new Battletome. But we didn't want to put an old one out. And then weather and winter in Illinois has started, and I've been up driving the roads every morning to check to see if we're having school. So hopefully weather's getting over. And we're getting up beyond COVID, we're understanding how to deal with it, our numbers are coming down, and we might be able to get back to normal.
Wouldn't that be nice? Plus, we had a couple tournaments.
We were able to go to 2 tournaments during this gap. A 3-day tournament in our local game store.
Early in the school year, and then everything closed down, and then just recently we were able to go to another one.
Able to go down to a brand new store in Belleville, Illinois, and go to a 16-person tournament there. One of us did extremely well.
With the old Battletome.
With the old Battletome. Today's going to be Daughters of Kane versus Sylvaneth, who Sylvaneth's been my go-to army. I finally got Alarielle done, and that's why we wanted to show a battle report with her being done. We're excited about the new book. You're excited about the new book.
I am excited. Daughters of Kane was my second army that I painted. I played them for a while. I never really felt like I was competitive with them, or that I could really, they didn't fit my playstyle or something. But we drug them out at the beginning of the year, and I actually did really well with them. I think that I've learned a lot and grown a lot with the changes
in Morathi made a big difference.
I love Morathi. Yes. She is my new hero.
We did take the Broken Realms, so the new Morathi, to the tournament.
Yes.
With the rest of the old
Yes, the old Battletome, but the new Morathi. Yeah, so I'm super excited to see how this goes.
Yeah, she's scary. She is scary. I'm hoping that Alarielle is going to get her equal treatment in a Broken Realms book and make her a viable option once again.
Yeah. Now I am playing snakes today instead of witch elves, which is what I usually
You're playing kind of a combo. I don't think you didn't build this. We talked about this on the way home. It's not a competitive list. It's kind of showing some of the new things that are inside the book.
I'm actually playing a lot of things that I don't usually play, just simply because I wanted to see how the new rules would work with it.
With the new temple.
The new temple, Avatar of Kane, I've never played him on his own. So I have the new Heart of Fury in there. We're going to be playing with the new Witch Brew.
Yes, with the new Witch Brew. The new Heart of Fury we just got today, put it together, primed it red. It is an unpainted model.
Yes, which we really usually do not do.
But we just got it this morning.
Yeah.
And that's about it. So we do hope to get more out over the next couple months. Hopefully back to the 1-a-month type approach we were doing before.
To do that, yes.
I'm probably transitioning from Sylvaneth into Ideneth for a while. Yeah. And maybe the battle report might have some eels in it. That might be a possibility.
Maybe one day I'll actually finish my Cities of Sigmar army too, and we can show that one.
In the meantime, you've been working on that. We've gotten a Star Drake done. I've gotten quite a bit of painting done. So, without further delay, it is on to our battle, which is a battle of the goddesses. Is that what they are?
They are now.
They are now. We have Daughters of Kane and Morathi versus Sylvaneth and Alarielle. Let's fight! Here we have 1,980 points of Sylvaneth Gnarlroot I'll start with my general, the Tree Lord Ancient. He has the artifact, the Vesperal Gem, which allows him to cast one of the spells from the Sylvaneth spell lore table for free every turn. He is also then going to have Regrowth, which is a spell that allows him to heal nearby models. And in Gnarlroot, when your general gets the command trait Nurtured by Magic, when he casts a spell successfully, he will heal D3 to a unit within 18 inches. So there's a whole healing aspect going around, a healing generation around the Tree Lord Ancient, which I'm hoping to be able to use on Alarielle. Alarielle, of course, is Alarielle. That's about all you can say about her. Notice the color shifting paint that we used on this. 2 different paints. She has been given the spell Virtuous Harmony. I have 2 branch wraiths. The one branch wraith has been given Tree Song, and the other branch wraith has Throne of Vines and the Chalice of Nectar. And that's this one, which will very likely go on the Balewind Vortex, which I have. Now, these 3 Kurnoth Hunters over here, they're just really attached to her War Scroll card that she can summon them in. I don't know why there's anything else on her War Scroll card to summon in other than Kurnoth Hunters. I have 3 units of Dryads, a 10-man unit in the front, and to distinguish them, they all have owls up in their branches. I have a 20-man unit of Dryads in the back, and they all have bugs up in their branches. And then this 10-man unit that has nothing in its branches and green stuff on their heads, because I have others that I will summon that will have just nothing on them. And to cap it all off, a 6-man unit of Scythes. And Tracy's looking very bad and depressed about those Scythes.
That's overkill!
Those are scary, aren't they? I also have the Forest Folk Battalion, which is all 3 units of Dryads, and one of my branch wraiths, and that is that everyone in that unit can retreat and charge. So that's 1,980 points, and that means I'm going to get a triumph because you have 2,000 points of Daughters of Kane, don't you?
Exactly.
And in this corner...
Ding, ding, ding! All right, we have my Daughters of Kane army. I am going to use the new temple, Kelt Nar.
Now wait, before we go into all that. This is Tracy's first competitive army. Her second army painted, Seraphim was the first one, and all her dinosaurs have jewels on them. She bedazzled all the dinosaurs. Well, you're going to notice an absolute glitter fest on all of these. Every time I see him, ABBA starts playing in my mind right there. There's a lot of sparkle out here.
Well, early on, I wasn't a very good player, so I thought I would just blind myself.
Oh, is that what it was? All right, so what do you have in this 2,000 points?
All right. These guys are Kelt Nar, which will be a new temple for me. I was always a Hag Nar
That's
player.
a new temple for everyone.
Yes, yes.
That's kind of the reason we picked it, is because it was a new temple to kind of showcase it.
I am bringing a battalion, and the battalion is new also. It is the Viperic Guard.
Viperic or vampiric?
Well, it's Viper because they're snakes.
Oh, because they're snakes. That makes more sense.
Yeah, Viperic.
Makes a lot more sense. Okay, so the Viperic Guard.
Viperic Guard. And so let's start with my heroes over here.
Over here.
I have Morathi Kane and Morathi Shadow Queen. I am loving the way they are playing, so I'm hoping they will both do well for me today.
And you'll hear us call them Big Mo and Little Mo.
Big Mo and Little Mo. For the first time, I'm playing the Iron Scales. We're going to see how she does. And 2 Hag Queens. I did a practice game with Vince the other day, and getting that Hag Queen's Witch Brew off is...
They nerfed Witch Brew.
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult. So I don't know if I'll be bringing 2 Hag Queens from now on, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
And everyone jokes about like new battle tomes and creep, but they honestly did put some nerfs in this for some things that people just took over and over and over again that might have been viewed as broken.
And I also think they did a really good job just redistributing the good stuff so that you were enticed to take
You're going to see multiple
things.
Different builds now.
I think so.
Different temples, different builds. And so I applaud GW for having this kind of get the lore and the heart of it, but give you options. Right. I really hope they do that with Sylvaneth.
Right. So anyway, that was my heroes. I did bring the Avatar of Kane on foot for the first time ever. Usually he's on the back of my cauldron, but he works well with the new prayer, which is it's an invocation, which was the Heart of Fury.
He helps it stay on the battlefield.
Right. And he also, if you bring him on foot, he gives these guys +1 to their prayers if they're within a certain distance of him. So that was kind of nice. I'm bringing the Shadow Stalkers for the first time.
The Warcry band.
Warcry. I didn't even know they existed. I was I was stalking people's lists, I guess you might say, and I saw them in somebody's list, and I said, "What are those?" Yeah. So when I looked them up, I kind of love the whole teleport.
Yeah, they've got almost like the Sylvaneth has with the waypipes. Not the woods, but the waypipes. On their move, they can just teleport.
They can just move.
Any turn. Yeah. It's pretty fantastic.
So I'm really kind of excited to start with them. And then I have 3 lines of battle line. Because the Iron Scales is my general, that makes the Melusai Iron battle line. So I have 10, 10, and 5. 10 Blood Sisters, 10 Blood Sisters, and 5 Blood Stalkers. I will tell you that when I played my practice game, I did 15 Blood Sisters and 5 Blood Sisters. So I'm going to try this and see if I like it better. I'm not really sure. And then back in the back, there are 5 Canary. And the reason they're back there, they are not actually part of my points list. But because I am taking Keltnar, once per game, I get to summon 5 of them. So I'm bringing the Life Takers.
That's pretty unusual for Daughters of Kane. That's
we've never summoned before.
Did you... artifacts or...
Yeah, I can go over those now. What do I have? I have the Melusai Iron Scales. She has Crone Blade, and that is where when for every model she kills herself, she can heal D3. And then I had to take, because I took Keltnar, I had to take... I can't even pronounce it. It's Gase's Falx, I think it's called. So I just put that on one of my Hag Queens down here.
Oh, that's the one in the temple?
Yes, in the temple. So I had to take that one. And that was just where her 6s on one of her weapons counts as 2 hits instead of 1. One of my Hag Queens will have Catechism of Murder. One will have Blessing of Kane. The spell I picked for Morathi was the Withering. Now, typically I go with the one that gives you more rend. Right? I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to try out something new and try the Withering, which actually reduces wound rolls for a unit. So that is my 2,000 points of Daughters of Kane.
Triumph of a 3. That is Indomitable. Once per battle before you make a save roll for a friendly unit, you can say it is Indomitable. If you do so, you can re-roll save rolls for attacks that target that unit until the end of the phase. Ooh. Fantastic. Today we are going to play Battle for the Pass, which is the 2020 version in the General's Handbook. There are 4 objectives on the tabletop, 1 in each of the deployment zones. We are going to be playing this game end to end, not across. It's the first time we've done that on one of our battle reports. The deployment zone ends about where the blue marker is, 2 feet in. If you control the objective in your territory, you get 1 point. If you control either of the objectives in the neutral territory, you get 2 points. And if you control the objective in the opponent's territory, you get 4 points. We have deployed. I won the roll-off, so I picked this side over here, and I dropped first, which means I also will get to go first because we had the same number of drops. I dropped the entire battalion and my wood originally right around there. Oh, I can take that out of here. That was just in there to leave a space that we know it'll fit. Alarielle is there in the back, Tree Lord Ancient, Kurnoth Hunters, and... the 2 sets of 10 Dryads ready to run up and take objectives. Tracy's pretty much just come across a line the exact same way. These are the sisters, Blood Sisters, correct?
Blood Sisters, yep.
The Stalkers have the bows.
Yes.
The Stalkers, Shadow Stalkers, 1 Blood Sister, the other Blood Sister, I would assume to take objectives. Little Mo, Big Mo, and the Avatar.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. All right, we picked our auxiliary objectives, and this actually, when we had a practice game of this, the reason this was the old book, I won the minor victory was because of auxiliary objectives. So these actually can come and be very important. Tracy has taken the bait, and who are you putting the bait on?
Oh, I'm going to pick Morathi.
Oh, you're assuming she'll die by the end of it.
But I'm
actually going to put
she's going to be in the thick of it.
Well, if I don't kill Morathi, you don't get a auxiliary objective.
That'd be okay.
Yeah, that's okay. But I put cornered on her, which is I will have 2 units at the same time that will be on Morathi. We both picked territorial. When you reveal this auxiliary objective, you must pick 1 objective on the battlefield. You complete this auxiliary objective if you control that objective for 2 consecutive turns.
Well, I'm gonna pick my
Which one are you going to
objective.
pick? You're picking that one, and I will do the same and pick that one. I have a feeling we're both going to get both of our auxiliary objectives, no problem. Sylvaneth, turn 1, hero phase. For 1, with a battalion, and the start of my turn, I have 2 command points. First spell that I'm attempt to cast is going to be from this branch wraith right here. And she's going to attempt to cast Verdant Blessing, which is to make another set of trees. It's a casting value of a 6. That's a 7.
I am too far.
I'm going to put another tree. It's within 24 inches of her, and I'm going to put one right in here. I might have to use the old tree template because I don't know if I have enough room there. I will go with the Tree Lord Ancient, and he's going to use his one-time-a-game ability to drop a tree within 18 inches of him. So there'll be another tree that we will put in somewhere in there.
Oh, yay.
Yep. Gotta love that. Now comes the big one, and this is for this branch wraith. She has the Chalice of Nectar and the Gnarl Root Glade, which allows her to roll 3 dice for casting and unbinding and take the highest 2. Now, ironically, in a 3-game tournament, Balewind Vortex has a casting value of 6. I missed it in the first turn of all 3 games with 3 dice. I shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
Yourself.
Oh, there we go. I've got a 7, and she's more than 6 inches back, so you can't stop that either. So that Balewind Vortex is going to go right into that hole. Now, with that, then, she gets a second spell, which she's going to cast Throne of Vines, which is a 5 casting, and it will give her +2 to cast. We might have to measure if you can unbind this, because she's on the Balewind Vortex. She might be within 30 inches. And I did roll a 7. It was not even close for 30 inches, so I've got a little +1 to hit marker. I'm just putting that as a +1 casting marker, which is actually +2 to casting. That will remain and can stack every turn. So she can get +4, +6 to casting as long as she does not move, take a move action. Many of my other spells are out of range, so the only thing I really have left, even though Alarielle does have 3 spells she can cast, is to cast Mystic Shield. And she will cast that on herself. And with a 9, that does pass. I'll drop the woods, and the hero phase is over. Movement phase. I'm going to run 2 different groups. I'm going to run the Dryads, and I'm going to run this group of Kurnoths. I'm going to use the woods to move this group of Dryads over to this wood. And then I'm going to run that group of Dryads back there also, back around her. You're supposed to actually declare the run, roll the dice, move the models. Takes a lot of time on film. Nothing's going to get in anything's way right now. So to make it easier, we're just going to roll that. They're going to run 4 inches. The Kurnoths are going to run 4 inches. And the other Dryads are going to run 3 inches. Each turn, you can pick 1 unit of Sylvaneth and have them navigate the realm routes. And that is if they're within 6 inches, wholly within 6 inches of a wildwood, they can go to any of the other wildwoods on the table as long as they remain wholly within 6 inches of that wildwood. And I'm going to take that on that group of 20 Dryads. When I move them, did realize I wanted to run this branch wraith, so I did roll a 5, and she was able to get up in the woods. There's that group of Dryads in the woods. This group ran back to help get this objective, especially since that group can just teleport across the table anytime it wants.
Poof.
Always ask that. When you're playing an opponent, always ask, what do you have that's either in the sky and can drop or can teleport? It's very important. Kurnoths moved up. The Dryads use the Wildwoods. The Tree Lords, Tree Lord Ancient, Durthu, and the Tree Lords themselves all can walk through Wildwoods themselves. And that's separate. There's no limitation. Shooting. He has an 18-inch shot, so he's outside of range. She has a 36-inch shot. That is just, we measured, being able to hit the Avatar. Now, the woods are in the way, but if you can fly or the target can fly, you do have line of sight. She has 1 shot. She hits on a 3. She wounds on a 2. Never mind.
Just kidding.
That is the end of my shooting phase, and I'm not charging, of course, so there's no combat phase. No battle shock. That is the end of turn 1. Points. Good idea. At the end, well, we do that at the end of the battle shock, so that's the right thing. I will get 1 point for my own objective. I will get 2 points for being within 6 inches of this objective, and 2 points for being within 6 inches of that objective. So I get 5 points at the end of my first turn. Turn 1, Daughters of Kane, beginning of your hero phase.
I start with 1 command point because I had a battalion, and so I'll get another one for the beginning of my turn.
And then, with the old War Scroll cards, these neat devices came in for your Rights of Blood, Blood Rights table that tell you what turn you're in and what ability you get, and they stack. Mm-hmm. We've noticed they're all the same except for Zealot's Rage and Slaughter's Strength, Zealot's Rage was reroll hit rolls of 1 for this unit, and Slaughter's Strength was reroll wound rolls of 1 for this unit. They both now have just added in melee.
In melee,
so if you had a shooting phase, you're not able to use that. But other than that, they have stayed the same, and you can continue to use those neat little markers. Okay, we just noticed something that we thought everything was nerfed when it came to this witch brew and prayers and chants.
It is nerfed.
Okay, that is nerfed. And all the rest of us are saying it should be. But one of your greatest failings playing Daughters of Khaine in the past is the sheer volume of ones you roll on prayers and the massive amount of mortal wounds.
I injure myself by failing prayers more than I get injured from
Absolutely.
other people.
The Avatar of Kane now, if you're holy, if a hag or someone doing a prayer is a priest is wholly within 9 inches of him, they get +1 to their prayer roll.
Right.
If you look at the description in prayers, it says you take a mortal wound if you roll a 1, not on an unmodified roll of 1. Therefore, if you keep your girls within 9 inches of him, you're not going to suffer all those mortal wounds you get all the time.
To take all those wounds.
In our practice game with the old book, she rolled 5 in a row.
It was
abysmal. Pretty ridiculous. Another question is, how many prayers can you possibly pray or chant? We'll just say chant. It does say they can chant all of the prayers that they know, correct?
Yeah.
Except nobody can do one from this table more than once.
Right.
Doesn't matter how many people know it. You can only use this table more than once. But other than that, they can chant all the prayers they know, except with one other limitation. On the Hag Queen's War Scroll, it says they can only do one of the 2 that's on their War Scroll. Right. So a Hag Queen can do one of these 2, can do the one they know from the table, and can try to animate Kane.
Right.
All at the same time.
Right.
And it does actually say the mortal wound on this War Scroll is on a 1 also, not on an unmodified 1.
Right. Thanks,
So
GW. They'll be fixing that.
I wondered if that's going to come in an FAQ. They're going to say, hey, the new wording is an unmodified roll.
People are going to start sending us hate mail then.
Well, there's going to be avatars all over the place. Also, I'm doing a video on magnetizing. I actually have filmed some of it, so I'm going to be doing that. One thing you can do, he has got a big base size when he's on his own, but we use him with magnets and put him on top of the cauldron of blood. Mm-hmm. But then you can just put another magnet on a base, put it on there, and now you have him ready to go without the cauldron.
Okay, so I'm going to start over here with this Hag Queen, and I'm going to start with trying to animate Kane. And I do.
6.
So now she's going to do her prayer, a blessing of Kane that comes off the table. 2, so I get +1, so it does go off.
It does go off, 2. +1 because you're within 9 inches of him.
I'm going to put that on these guys, on these snakes. What that will do is give them 2 Fanatic Faith rolls. So for her 3rd prayer, I'm going to do Ruin
And this one's the one off her War Scroll card.
Right off of her War Scroll, Ruin of Kane. Oh, so that's a 2, so it did not go off. And I didn't take the wound.
And you didn't take the wound. And what's so funny is the Rune of Kane isn't a great one in this situation. Tracy has stated, I don't do prayers that aren't benefiting me because I'm worried about taking the mortal wounds.
Right.
Which would have happened.
Right.
But not because the Avatar, as we are reading it,
anything.
We might be wrong.
Yes.
But that's currently how we're reading it. So go over to this one.
So since I don't have to animate Kane, that's a good thing. I'm going to go ahead and do her Catechism of Murder. 4, and that goes off. I'm going to put that on these snakes over here.
And then there's the one off her War Scroll card.
Yes, but first I'm going to try to do this. So,
well, that's even a 4th one they can do.
Yes, but I don't know if it's a prayer. It calls it an invocation.
Yes, this is an invocation, but it's done by a priest. They can do every prayer invocation they know unless there's a limitation. And the one limitation is you can only do one off.
Sorry.
Messing chairs up. So the one is that you can only do one off the chart, and the other one is you can only do one off the War Scroll. So you're going to try to put the heart fist out?
Yes.
That's going to be awesome when it's painted.
Once it's painted.
Already get the glitter wallpaper on it?
Only because I wanted it to look a little dressier.
Chant your prayer from a War Scroll?
Yep. So I'm going to do Ruin of Kane for her as well. And that is a 3, which is a 4, and that goes off.
Now, you tried Ruin of Kane with the other one, but since it's on their War Scroll card, I don't see anywhere where there's a limitation that they both cannot chant at the same turn. This is the first area of contention on the internet in regarding Daughters of Kane. Witch Brew. At the start of your hero phase, you can pick one friendly Daughters of Kane unit wholly within 12 inches of this model to drink Witch Brew. If you do so, roll a dice, Adding 1 to the roll for each of the following abilities this model's gained. And they're Headlong Fury, Zealot's Rage, Slaughter's Strength. They're off what table, Tracy?
The Bloodright table.
The Bloodright table. Those are the ones you gain like in turn 2, turn 3, turn
Right.
4. Hagnar, you're always 1 higher. So
Right.
Hagnar's always getting +1 to Witch Brew in turn 1.
Right.
And then
The rest of
+2
us
and
have to
+3.
wait till turn 2.
Then it says, this is the controversy. On a 5+, you can re-roll wound rolls for attacks made with melee weapons by that unit until your next hero phase. In addition, on a 5+, do not take battle shock tests for that unit until your next hero phase. Why would they have on a 5+, in addition on a 5+, on the same dice roll?
Right, it's either a 5+ or it's not. So
It just should say in addition, but this makes no sense, and people are debating whether or not it's 1 dice roll in a 5+, you get both.
because it says roll a dice.
It says roll 8 dice, or whether or not you have to do 2 dice rolls. Since it says roll 8 dice, we're going to play that you just roll it once, acknowledging it could end up being wrong.
Right.
All right, so now let's go with your 2 witch brews.
Okay, we're gonna do this one first.
All right,
Yay!
that did not just happen.
It did
After
just
all
happen.
your 1 fails and wounds and everything else, your first witch brew.
All right, that's going on my snakes also. My blood
I got
sisters
these
over there.
cool little broken egg tokens that I had when I used to play Malifaux, and we found the neat little witch brew back there that Tracy went, oh, those are perfect for that.
Okay, and this is just a marker saying this is my Hag Queen with the artifact.
Oh, she's got the artifact.
And this was that Haroon and Kane went off.
Okay.
Oh, that one
so
does
that
not
one did
go
not
off.
go off. If you got them both, I was going to be like, shenanigans.
All right, now I have to roll spells. It's time for Little Mo to become useful. She's going to cast Black Horror. It casts on a 7, but she gets a +1. It's a
6
6
plus 1's a
plus
7.
1 is 7.
I'll try to unbind with the Tree Lord Ancient.
All
He's
right.
within 30. And that's an 8.
So
Unbound.
it does not go off. All right, next I'm going to do Mystic Shield.
Casting will leave a 6. You get a 10 plus 1 and an
Plus
11.
1 is 11.
I do not think I've got anybody within 30 of her. Got these cool shields from my old Malifaux collection too, I just found. So they have Mystic Shield on them
They are
and
buffed.
Witch Brew.
And they have Blessing of Kane.
And Blessing, I don't have one that's Blessing again.
The Withering was Morathi's other spell, and I can't do it because I don't have anything in range.
Nothing in range.
Right.
One last thing in your hero phase is...
Yeah, the last thing I'm going to do is I am going to use Iron Scales command ability, and that will allow my snakes to run, charge, and or shoot, any of those things. And I will be able to run 2d6 instead of 1d6. But that's going to cost me a command point to do
And they already
that.
move 8?
Yes.
So they're going to be able to move 8 plus 2d6 and then
And
charge.
then charge. Yes.
Ooh, that's scary.
Yes. I love her. I think she's
That's-
been a great addition
that's-
to this whole...
It's like in the 40K mode we're in. That's like blood angels across the table killing people's stuff. All right.
Okay.
So you're going to use that. You go down to 1 command point, which you
I did, yep.
And we will go on to the movement phase.
All right, these guys are going to run their 2d6 up here.
3.
3. Oh, but I get to reroll run rolls of 1. That's my blood right.
Yes, it is.
So
5.
5. 5 is better. I'm going to run my Hag Queen. 6. She'll just come up behind them. So even if they did get in the way, she's not going to pass them
Correct.
anyway. That's not the
You'll
point.
move them first. So that's no
Right.
problem.
But this Hag Queen is going to have to run. I'm going to actually use my Shadow Stalkers. I'm going to pop them out first, so she would have room to run,
She'd have
is
room.
what I'm saying.
Okay. Once again, in the game, you got to do this in order when you're playing, but for filming purposes, we really only break that down when we know it could make a difference.
Right. And I'm not going to run those snakes because I want to be able to
And you
charge
want to
them.
be able to charge them. Ooh, that's going to be a big charge, but they move 8.
8.
Wow, 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 wow.
It's going to be barely an inconvenience.
Super easy. She also did run Iron Scales,
Yes, and she rolled a 6.
and you rolled a 5 for Morathi.
Yep. I forgot about them. They were all...
Yes. Now, we are using this to climb down as 2 inches,
Yes.
and the other one you used at
2 inches.
2
yep.
inches. So it took off 2 inches for climbing down on each of those. These 5, they're blood stalkers, right?
Right.
Not blood sisters, they're blood stalkers. They're holding the objective, and they're kind of covering an area, making it difficult for me to pop a wood in.
Right.
Brought the canaries in the back here to prevent me from bringing a wood. Now, those canaries are freebies you get with your temple.
Yes. And it
Correct.
broke my heart to use them there, but it is the best use for them right now.
You're thinking you want to teleport them in the back to be able to take something, but I think she's trying to just bum rush and force your way through and kill me.
We're going to
So
see.
this is preventing me from dropping a wood in the back and getting to your objective on that side. And you brought the Shadow Stalkers on this side to prevent me from dropping a wood and getting the objective on that side. Now, these aren't bad because they can walk to the other side.
They can teleport,
They can teleport
as soon as I'm sure you can't come back here anyway.
I think that's an absolutely fantastic strategic call, given your opponent at the time.
Yeah.
And the fact if I get too close with Alarielle, she can drop a wood, then I can move Dryads or Kurnoths through and come to your objective. So now it is shooting phases.
Shooting.
Avatar Kane has a 10-inch shot.
10-inch shot.
And we
Boiling
checked.
blood or something?
They are within 1 inch of the edge of the wildwood, so the Dryads can be seen. Dryads are -1 to hit when they're within a wildwood, and they will have cover, so they'll have +1 to their save. And because there's more than 10 in the unit, they have another +1 to their save. So -1 to hit, and they have a 3+ save.
Okay, well, he gets 6 shots, and they're normally 3/3, so it'll be 4 to hit. Ooh, 3s. Nothing.
Wow. Morathi has a shot, and because she flies, she can see the Kurnoths.
Right, so let's make this work. 1 shot. 2. Yes. 2. No!
Every shot we have done on both sides is out of a 1 to wound. Wow. All right, we had a discussion about who Tracy should shoot at with this group of Bloodstalkers. Bloodstalkers. She can shoot at that group there, but here's the problem. If you shoot at them and you kill 3 of them, I take these in the front off, I make your charge more difficult, and to get this objective, you have to make this charge.
Yes, I do.
You have to get in there and kill them. And that's something that when you're using shooting and you're setting up for a good charge, you can actually end up making your charge more difficult. On the other hand, here, yes, you'd like the charge, but these aren't going to probably make it. They have like a 10-inch, correct?
Right.
So
likely they won't.
They might, but if you kill some, it's not as detrimental to your...
And I'm set up well for the next...
You're set up, and you're set up very well. So that's why she's going to shoot at this group of Dryads.
All right, 2 shots
once again,
each.
they are -1 to hit.
Right? Normally they hit on a 3, so it'll be a 4 to hit.
It'll be a 4 to hit. 2 shots each.
3s?
3s.
All of them.
All
2,
of them.
4, 6, -1 run.
Dryads normally have a 5 save. They're in cover, so their +1 save is a 4 save. They have more than 10, so they get +1 saves. They have a 3 save, but you're -1 ren, so this is back to a 4. 4 of them die. And yes, I am going to remove the 4 that are at the front, therefore making your charge more difficult.
Charge phase.
We're going to go with first.
Morathi.
Morathi, we measured it.
She's the closest, yes.
She needs an 8. Closest on this side. They're closest on the other side.
Yes.
So she needs an 8.
9.
She gets it with a 9. Now's where you have to move her in before you roll for the other charges, because she could be blocking the other models. There's Morathi in. We play that since the regular Wildwoods have the trees on these, you cannot end on one of those empty spaces. These are great 3D printed footprints that really make it easier to play with, because when you have those Wildwoods, putting your hands in here to play with them,
you're knocking things down all the time.
It's ridiculous. I don't think I'll ever play with those traditional Wildwoods again. I've seen some players that shave them off, and then one guy magnets the top of them.
Yes.
Oh, I wish I'd have done that. That was a fantastic idea. Yeah. Who are you going with next? The Avatar of Kane?
I think Avatar of Kane, if he'll fit.
I don't know if he'll fit, but we'll see how far he goes.
All right, he needs a 9. Oh,
No,
I saw
fails.
that 5, and I thought,
I don't even know if the 9, if you'd have made it in there on that, now that I removed them, now that Morathi's in the way. They need a 12, and I don't think they can get in.
I don't even know.
They can't get in.
They'd have to go this way.
Nope, and that's out. So
Yeah, that's
they cannot
13.
charge.
So
let's
I guess
go back
we're
to the other
gonna
side.
go
They need a
6.
6. This is huge. This is 2 points in the game for you. I think if you fail it, you should use your command point, because this is 2 points.
Nice.
But you don't have to, because you made it.
I'm glad I didn't have to make that decision.
Oh, yeah. That would have been a tough call. Combat phase. So you're going to go with Morathi first, or are you going to go over here with this group of Blood Sisters?
Blood Sisters.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah, they're the ones going.
Okay.
Blood Sisters.
So you'll pile them in?
Pile in, yep.
And then we'll be back. 3 attacks apiece.
3 attacks each.
+1 for the leader.
+1 for the leader.
So that's 31 attacks. The Dryads are in the Wildwood, so they are -1 to hit.
Okay, typically they are 3s to hit, so there'll be a 4 to hit.
All right.
I got 31 dice here.
I'm still frightened. Scared. And they had Catechism of Murder.
Right, so 6s are 2 hits instead of 1. Okay. Okay, so let's take out my fails.
4 added back in because of the Catechism of Murder. So all of those hit. So they're wounding on...
Wounding on 3s.
Okay, wounding on 3s. And Witch Brew did not go off, so they're not getting that. This was not as deadly as I thought it was going to be.
So 2, 4, 6, 8.
What's the rend?
-1.
Once again, normal 5 save, +1 for being in cover, and +1 for having 10 or more. So this is a 4+. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 die. But you're not done yet. I know that.
I am done for right now.
Yeah, at the end of the combat phase, then they get their crystal touch.
Yes, based on however many are left after you get to attack back.
Yeah. I'm going to go over there and attack with the Dryads on Morathi. I was able to pile in and get 7 Dryads in combat. 2 attacks apiece. That is 14 attacks. You did kill my leader, so I do not get +1 for the leader.
Yay me?
Yes, they are hitting on 4s. They are re-rolling 1s because Gnarl Root, if they're wholly within 12 inches of a spellcaster, of a wizard, they get to re-roll 1s to hit. And there's 3 1s to re-roll. I said hit on 4s. Not too bad. I'll take that. And they wound on 4s. 4 wounds, no rend.
Okay, she has a 4+ save.
She has a 4+ save.
She saved 1.
Does she have Fanatic Faith?
Yes, so I'm going to roll that now. Oh, she saved 2
She
of
saved
those.
2, so she does take 1 wound.
1 wound.
All right. I know she's scared.
She's scared, yep.
Your turn. I guess you're going with her.
I am going with her. It's a good guess.
Is she bracketed with 1 wound? No. I don't think so.
Well, the first attack is going to be her Heart Renderer, the spear there. And that is 8 attacks. Typically it's 3s to hit, but since it's -1, it's a 4.
1 for Dryads in the Woods. It's a 4.
And then 3s to wound. Just 2.
What's the rend?
-1 rend.
You
Yes.
save on 4s. 1 saved, 1 went through.
3 damage.
Okay. What's her next attack? Here's another thing while Tracy's looking that up. There's really no reason to keep that Morathi back if you're pushing this one forward.
Right.
You can think about she's a spellcaster and all that, but she does some alright damage herself. What's going to happen is when both of these get into combat, I can still only do 3 wounds.
Right.
So if I do 3 wounds to one, the other one, there's no reason to attack it. It's free attacks. So when you're pushing on combat, of course, this Morathi, Big Mo's a lot faster. But in this situation, don't keep her back. Push her up. So what's she attacking with next?
Her Crown of Serpents.
Her Crown of Serpents.
Nice gold serpents.
Nice gold. Yep.
All right, she gets 2d6 attacks.
They're green.
Oh, yeah, I guess it's not this crown.
It's not the crown.
There.
It's the actual snakes back there.
All right, 2d6.
2d6 attacks.
She's going to get 4.
Oh, 4. That's all going well for me so far.
Same stats, 4, 3.
Because they're -1 to hit.
Yep. Ooh, 2. No rend on this one.
So these are 3+. Both saved.
1 attack from her tail. Same stats, 4. Nope, doesn't go off. Or doesn't hit.
Wow, killed 3. I feel pretty good about that. I have 6 left, so that's 12 attacks. +1 for the leader. So 13 attacks, and they hit on 4s. I am within 12 inches of a wizard, so I am re-rolling 1s to hit. There was only 1 of those. Hitting on 4s, pretty good. That's real good. Wounding on 4s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No rend.
5s to save. Oh, look at there.
Oh, look at that.
So 2, and then I get Fanatic Faith.
All right.
Saved 1. So 1 gets a wound.
And they have how many wounds each?
2 each.
Oh, so I didn't even kill 1. And now we'll see what they do that kills the rest of the Dryads.
Yeah, so
Because
now
they made this stronger, did they not?
They did and they didn't. They moved it from a 4+ to a 3+. So it used to be Crystal Touch was an actual attack. And it was on a 4+, it was a mortal wound. Now it's on a 3+, but you can't do it until the end of the combat phase.
So if you can kill them back, then they reduce it.
Right.
Okay.
All right, so I have 10 models. They each get 1 attack, and on a 3+, it'll be a mortal wound. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mortal wounds.
1 is left.
Couldn't give me that 1 extra one. But I will get that point then.
Oh, you definitely got the point.
I wonder if he'll run from Battle Shock.
Well, I do have a hero.
Are you going to use a command point to save it?
I don't think I'm going to use a command point when I can just regularly summon 10 Dryads back. And with a 6 bravery, no. I guess we're done with combat. So now we go to Battle Shock.
Yes.
Yes, he runs. So that is that. I lost 7 models, so I have 13 left. They have a 6 bravery. I get +1 bravery because they have over 10. And I rolled a 5. A 5 plus the 7 dead is 12, minus my 7 bravery. 5 of those still run. Points. Tracy gets the 2 for that one in the middle and gets the one her own. So she has 3 points.
3 points.
So at the end of turn 1, Sylvaneth is winning 5-3. Domination.
Dun dun dun!
Not for long. If you win this roll-off, this might be a 2-turn game. Because their ability with the temple, the new temple
Their
is...
Keltnar Temple.
Keltnar Temple is to retreat and charge. It's not just that you can retreat from the unit you're on and charge. The thing you always got to think about is you can retreat and charge somebody else.
Right.
This is a way you can get Morathi in to combat. And then this is a perfect temple for Morathi, for the Big Mo.
Yep.
She can retreat 14 inches, pop back here, and charge.
Yep.
And if she does that, you can think of the Kurnoths to attack.
Yep.
No. You kill the Branch Wraith.
No more Dryads.
My Throne of Vines is gone. My easy summoning of Dryads is gone. That is going to be game. Because now even if the Kurnoths and Alarielle tag team on her...
Oh, you'd get your auxiliary.
I would get my auxiliary. Yes, I would. She can still only take 3 wounds.
Right.
I think
that's the beauty of Morathi.
I think this retreat and charge on this slingshotting aspect is amazingly powerful. She can come in and hit something, then retreat away from them, and then charge something else.
Yes. And it also keeps your opponent kind of off their game because they don't really know where... They can't just say she's held up somewhere.
Correct.
She can always come
I'm equating that too. In
side.
40k, I'm playing Death Guard, and Mortarion is kind of the scary version of her. And the way you stop him is to throw small things up against him and hold him up.
And he's got to wade through.
He's got to wade through. She doesn't have to do that. She can just fly over them and then charge.
Yeah.
That's scary. So let's do the roll-off.
I was going to say, well, I think it's all going to come to the roll-off. Okay, here we go. 5.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Wow. Yeah, this is not going to be good. This might be a 2-turn game.
Well, and it kind of backs up your theory about the Sylvaneth,
Yes.
too. The fact that
Yeah.
they really do need a little...
The Gnarl Root build that I had Drycha and Durthu in it really was a lot more powerful. We'll talk about our tournament experience, or my tournament experience with Alarielle at the tournament we went to in the endgame. But let's go through your hero phase and see how quickly this game can be.
Okay.
Turn 2.
2.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to turn this to turn 2. I'm going to get my command point, so it gives me 2 command points.
And switch your marker.
Right, so I now also, not only do I get to reroll 1s for the run, I also get to reroll 1s on a charge. All right, the first thing we're going to do is try to animate Kane.
And she gets +1 to that because she's within 9 inches of him.
Right. So let's see if that goes off. It does.
It does.
So he stays
He keeps
animated.
that little marker on him. He stays animated.
So now we're going to do the Blessing of Kane again.
Maybe Glory Gainer. That's what I'm hearing right
Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
I will survive.
I will survive. I won't. But, yeah. He's going to.
I hope so.
He's going to.
All right, Blessing of Kane. 2 + 1 is 3. So that goes off.
That goes off.
And I'm going to do that here. That'll give them the second Fanatic Faith roll. She will do her... Oh, I think we're going to do the Heart of Fury.
You're going to do the Heart of Fury?
Yep. Let's see if that'll go off.
The Judgment, or whatever it's called.
Invocation.
Invocation.
Yes.
Now, we look this up. It has to go wholly within 12 inches of her.
Right, of the priest.
We'll put it right here. That was just at the edge of the wholly within 12. Any of your units wholly within 12 inches of it, so it gives another 12-inch bubble out here.
All the way out, yep.
All the way out. Reduce the damage they take by 1
By 1.
to a minimum of 1.
Yes. So it won't really matter about the Dryads because they only do 1, but I am really worried about those Kurnoth Hunters and maybe the Tree Lord Ancient.
I've got Death Guard in the mind. That's disgustingly resilient for the Death Guard book, which just came out. So it's like they did the exact same thing. It's pretty awesome. That will reduce them. They do D3 with the scythe, so it would be D3 minus 1 to a minimum of 1. She does 5 with her antlers, reducing it to 4. Yeah, that's really a nice judgment.
Yeah, I really do. I think it's going to be a nice addition to the army.
And you have to
Till
roll...
the end of the turn.
It's the very same as Korn's prayers that they have.
Yep.
That
Judgments.
the judgments that you roll at the end of the turn to see if it stays on the tabletop. But if he's close to it,
Within
gets a
6 inches, I believe.
6 inches, it gets a plus.
+1. Yep.
So okay, so what is next?
She is also going to try to do her Ruin of Kane. But it does.
It does go off.
All right.
That was super easy.
Barely an inconvenience. So she has to re-pray for the Catechism of Murder. She is outside of 9 inches from the Avatar. So
she can get wounded on a 1.
I know.
This is going to happen.
Scary.
It's going to happen. I'm telling you.
Stop.
It's going to happen right now. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Always. Mortal wound. Yes. Somebody got hurt on your side.
So she gets Fanatic Faith.
Yes, she does.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
That would have been awesome.
So she's at 4, and she does not do Catechism of Murder, which is kind of bad.
Wait, we got to get something. It's time for the dice jail.
That's it. You're out. All right. So then she is going to pray her Ruin of Kane. And that's a 5.
What does that do?
That gives her D3 damage instead of 1.
Oh, just makes her more deadly when she hits. Morathi spells, the Withering is an 18-inch range. They're inside now that Morathi's pushed in there, so they can't be seen. So she can't do that. But her other one, what's it called? Black Horror?
Black Horror of Ulgu.
Of Ulgu. It's a 36-inch range. You think you've got nothing, except, let's get down here and look from her. Hey, there's Alarielle all the way over there, and Alarielle flies, so the woods don't stop her, and we measured, it's 35 inches. So she can target Alarielle.
Okay, but I whiffed with this last time, so
you
let's
whiff all the time with this.
I do.
You never do this well.
All right, so it's a 7, and I get a +1. Oh,
you have an 11, it's a 12. All right, you rolled an 11. I have Throne of Vines. I have +2. That's only to casting. It's not to unbinding. Oh. So I cannot beat that 12. So yes, how much damage do you do to
Oh, well, we're not
Ariel?
sure. Alarielle.
It's Alarielle. It's not Ariel. I call her Ariel all the time.
Yeah.
That's a totally different show.
With a lot of songs.
Under the trees. I should put a little crab or something down here just to have that.
Yeah.
Alarielle.
Well, I have to roll.
Okay.
So it's based on the roll. So it's a 5, so it's D6.
Roll a 1.
How about a 3?
3 mortal wounds?
Yep. And then I'm going to do Mystic Shield again.
Okay.
And I got a 3.
That did not work. All right.
No.
At the end, are you going to use any command points?
No, but I am going to... Well, I don't know about that, but I do need to do my Witch Brew.
Oh, that is true.
And it is turn 2.
So you get +1?
So it goes off on a 4.
Okay.
And it does
6,
go off.
It goes off. They have Witch Brew.
Right here.
And the other
then
one?
over there, she can't do it.
Why not?
Yes, she can. She can put it on the iron scales, but you have to be within 3 inches of her.
And it goes off.
Nice.
Viper Guard. Once per battle, a hero from this battalion can use a command ability without a command point being spent.
Right. And guess what I have?
You got that really, really nasty command ability on Little Mo, don't you?
Yeah, Little Mo can pick someone to fight in the hero phase if they are within 3 inches of someone, and look who is.
That's not nice. I don't like that. So she's going to fight the Dryads in the command phase.
For
and
free.
It costs you no command points.
Great.
So Viper Guard basically gives you the 1 command point for having a battalion, and then the freebies. So you basically get 2 command points out of that.
Essentially, yeah.
And an artifact.
And an artifact.
And you get to drop a whole bunch of things at one time.
Which, when I played against Vince, I didn't do that. And I had so many drops that I had to go. I was always going to go second. So this is good.
You were down to 5 drops. I also have a battalion that had 4 units in it, so that's why I was at 5 drops also.
Yeah. 8 attacks, 4 to hit, since it's a -1.
They're -1 hit because they're in the woods.
Oh, well, that's something. 3s.
Did you say 4 to hit? There was a 3.
Oh, there was a 3 in there. You're right. 3.
3 wounds because I regularly have a 5 save, but I have +1 for cover. That's negated by the rend. 3 of them. 2 of them save.
3 each.
Okay, that's still not good. All right, now those little snakies up top.
The snakes, yep, 2d6 attacks.
I'm a snake.
No. So she's gonna get
7 attacks this time. 2d6 attacks. And you got 7 this time. Hitting on 4. Well, the damage isn't the same.
Right. Same hit and wound. 3s. 2. This one has no rend.
So this is on a 4. 1 goes through.
1 damage.
1 more dead.
And then we have that tail. 4s.
Nope. That tail's not doing anything. What temple is that?
Keltnar.
Keltnar. And this is exactly where the benefit is. Morathi retreated. Over here, she can retreat and charge. She's going to kill my Branch Wraith. They're going to kill the other Branch Wraith. My Dryad summoning then is completely gone.
That would be a good thing.
They're going to come in and kill all that. Maybe even the Tree Lord if you have a high enough charge. Then you're solidifying your own objective. I will have 6 Kurnoths and 10 Dryads left. And Alarielle.
And you still have the summoned ones you can bring in.
That is true. I still have 3 Kurnoths that I can bring
Yeah.
in. That'll probably be my counterattack at this turn, trying that. All right.
So that means I need to eliminate as many of these as I can.
And coming to think of it, I probably should have brought those in first turn and then maybe had them in that wood to give some protection. But I was thinking if I could have gotten Alarielle into the backside through a wood, then I could have dropped her and the Kurnoths together. That was my thinking. That's not going to happen.
But there was a plan.
There was a plan. So that's the movement. You did run...
I did run this Hag Queen.
Run that
I
Hag
ran
Queen.
that Hag Queen.
And the Hag Queen over there. And took these Shadow Walkers, Shadow Stalkers.
Shadow Stalkers.
Shadow Stalkers. And they get to just... boop,
Pop out of here.
jump. Solid game plan. Avatar Kane, he moves 9.
9 inches.
That's wow.
I'm interested to see how he plays out because he seems strong.
Giving that +1 to all the prayers
Yes.
around him is pretty huge. And he does some pretty amazing damage with his
In
sword.
combat, yes he does.
And now he's going to shoot at the Kurnoths.
Yep. He gets 6 dice at 3/3. Oh, look at there. Okay, 3.
3 hits at -1 Ren. Kurnoths have a 4 save, so this is a 5+ save. 2 go through.
1 each.
1 each. 1 takes 2 damage. They have 5 wounds apiece. So this guy in the back will just have 3 wounds left. So Morathi can see the Branch Wraith because she
Morathi
flies. So you're going to try to kill the Branch Wraith.
I'm going to try with the shot. 2/2.
Hits.
Hits. Oh, I'm using your dice.
Oh, using
but it
my
still
dice
worked.
and you hit the wound. What's the rend?
-3.
The Bellwind Vortex gives +1 to save.
Okay.
In the Woods Uncover gives +1 to save. So it's -1 rend. And the Branch Wraith has a 5 save. So this is a 6 save. No.
D6 damage.
D6, you
So
roll
I
5 or 6, you
could-
kill the Branch Wraith.
4.
Oh, has 1 wound left.
I'm gonna shoot with these bows back here, the blood stalkers, and they're gonna shoot right here into these dryads, which are
And
within
one of them is within 1 inch. We
1
measured
inch
it,
of
yes.
the. Okay, so still -1 to hit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Dryads and
4s. Ooh, only 3. 3s to wound. 2. -1 rend.
That's ignored by their being in cover, so their normal save of a 5. Nope. So 2 more of them die. 2 of those 20 left.
Ooh.
Charge phase. Who are you starting with?
Blood sisters,
All
right here.
right. Remember, you don't have to declare who you're charging for first. You can just roll.
I want to see how far I can get.
Yes.
7.
7. Well, we did measure. That does not allow you to get to the Tree Lord Ancient.
Right.
So if you're going to make a charge, you have to charge the Dryad.
Right.
But you only have to get 1. You only have to get 1 into them.
Right.
All the rest of them can go 7 inches. You can get 1 7 inches. So you say 1 here. And if the rest of them go 7 inches and they end up closer to the Tree Lord, then they'll be able to pile in into him. They're closer to him with a 2-inch shot. That one's going to be able to attack the Tree Lord Ancient.
Once he piles in at 3.
Once he piles in at 3 inches.
Yeah.
And then you kill these other 2 dryads with everybody, with someone else. Well, then their pile in is all towards the Tree Lord Ancient because the dryads are no longer the closest. Charge roll for Morathi. Little Mo.
Ooh, 11.
She can easily get in there.
And the Avatar. 7.
All right, a couple things here. 1, she decided to come in and stay 3 inches outside of the Kurnoth Hunters, but come into the Tree Lord Ancient. This is also going to give me a question of who do I stomp. On the other side,
6.
6, they've got it. We'll just roll for Morathi quick. 3-inch.
7.
7. If you're going to play with Morathi or something like Alarielle, here's a little trick that I had when I was playing with Bloodthirsters. Because those wings with Bloodthirsters, especially when you have multiple of them together,
Yeah.
you just
They're all
they never
spiky
fit.
and sticking out.
Find
I also
a
do
base.
it with the zombie dragons and the
Oh, the zombie
terrorists.
dragons, we do it. find a base, the same size base, and proxy it. Glue something on top of it. For Alarielle, I just took a 6-sider, so you can grab it and pick it up. Look at the difference between Alarielle's base and Morathi's base. And then, when you were saying I'm able to charge in, you can just proxy that base right in there. Instead of getting that big, huge wings in there and everything else in there, breaking something, that's just a really easy way to be able to put it in very difficult places, especially if it's like a balance issue and you're worried about it toppling over. So Morathi is right there with that base, and then we'll just keep her off the table for right now, on the side of the table. So Morathi's in. All of your blood sisters are in. I will now stomp on a 4+. Somebody's going last, and I am going to make the Avatar go last. And it failed. Keltnar.
Who has been really good to me so far.
It's been good to you. Hagnar's still going to be a favorite amongst a lot of people. But Keltnar won the retreat and charge. We've talked about that, about how you can really slingshot Morathi, and that's fantastic. The command ability, until your next hero phase, if the unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a melee weapon that targets a Keltnar unit is 1, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound. You have to be within 12 inches of a friendly hero. She's going to pick the Avatar.
The Avatar.
And it lasts until your next hero phase.
Right, that's the beauty of it.
So it'll last this phase and through next hero phase. Any of my attack rolls against you that are a 1, I take a mortal wound back. Now, I'm just thinking of this on a group of witch elves with shield. Who, every time they save on a 6, they do a mortal wound back to you. And every time you hit them on a 1, you take a mortal wound back. You have plague monks coming in with the sheer volume of dice they roll.
Yep.
You're going to kill, we calculated the other day, are ghouls.
Yeah.
Or if you're playing other witch elves.
Yeah.
You know. True. Anything like that. This is a really nice command ability. So you're going to spend a command point and put that.
1 to 1.
You're within range of Little Mo, the hero.
Little Mo, yep.
And you're going to go down to 1, but any for your turn and then my turn next.
Yes.
And if I go in the back-to-back, for that turn also.
Yes.
All of that, any rolls of 1 against the Avatar, I take a mortal wound.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing. And you're going to go with the Avatar first against him. Something I always forget as a Sylvaneth player is, at the end of the charge phase, I have to roll to see if you take any mortal wounds. At the end of the charge phase, roll a dice for each unit within 1 inch of an awakened wildwood, and awakened wildwood, which does not have the Sylvaneth keyword. On a 6, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. No. And Big Mo. And that's why I forget it all the time. So, Avatar, how many attacks?
4 dice, 3, -2, 3 damage. Okay.
So, 3 hit. Only 1 wound.
Only 1 wound.
-2?
-2.
He does not get cover of he's a monster, so he doesn't get that in the woods. So he -2, 3+ save. On a 5, he saved.
All right.
That's it?
That's everything.
Oh, wow, that was nice. Tree Lord Ancient is going to pile in. He's connected to him, so he's just going to rotate around, and he is going to attack your blood sisters.
And it is going to reduce damage by 1.
And yes, they are wholly within 12 inches of, what's that thing called?
The Heart of Fury.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan reading the other 2 of the other 2. That snake looks so amazing.
It does look cool.
Just predatory spells, the way they can damage you. OBR, its soul's connected to him, so you can't move theirs. Seraphim has the bound ones that you can't move them. Those 2 spells I'm not a big fan of from that book. Tree Lord Ancient, his massive impaling talon, 1 attack. He misses. Oh, he is a wizard.
Oh, so he gets to reroll?
He gets to reroll. And that, that is huge. The unmodified hit roll for an attack made with a massive impaling talon is 6. It's D6 mortals.
Yes!
That just happened. So it is 1 mortal wound.
Let's Fanatic Faith, and remember they get 2 Fanatic Faiths.
And you are going to save this.
Not that one.
Ugh. I don't think I've ever rolled a 6 on massive impaling talons ever before.
I don't know how many times you've actually gotten it to hit.
No. It's not as bad as the blood fail on my bloodthirster. Sweeping blows, 3 of them hitting on 3s. I reroll 1s because of Gnarl Root. That hits. So 2 of them hit. Wounding on 3s. They both hit. -1 rank.
Okay, so 6s. Nope.
D6 each.
-1.
Yes, because that's 1 and this is 4. 5 wounds.
Let's see about our Fanatic Faith. No 6s,
no saves, but I get to reroll.
Yep, I get to do it again. Blessing of Kane, and still none. So I lose 2.5.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to take these 2 out, and I'll put a wound on this person on the back here. Stop!
What did you just say?
I said, these are my first 2 models dead, because I went to put them over on my board, and that was all that was there.
There's your board of death right there with the 2 models.
Usually I'm used to having 40 witch elves over
You
here
are
right
true.
now.
The witch elves just... We will talk about that KO battle you had in the tournament in the post conversation. But who are you going with? I'm not even going to make you roll. That's dead.
Aww,
With the crystal touch and everything else, that's
true.
dead.
That's true.
So now it's my turn. My 2 dryads. They're going to attack your sisters. They have 2 attacks apiece, hitting on 4s. Oh, 3 hits, wounding on 4s. 1 wound. No rend.
Okay, so 5 plus save. Saved.
She's going with Little Mo on those 2 remaining dryads.
All right, let's see if she can do it. 3,
-1 to
3,
hit.
but -1 to hit, so it's 4s. Okay, 1 and 3. That hit. -1.
That goes through.
D3. There you go.
They're dead.
Yay, Mo!
My turn. Oh, yeah. That branch wraith is going to show Morathi who's boss.
Morathi, Shadow Queen.
You got to say it like that too, don't you? Shadow.
Shadow Queen.
3 attacks, hitting on 4s. I had to look this card up. I don't remember ever attacking with a branch wraith. 2 hits, 1 wound. Nope, wound on 4s. Nothing. Nothing. So your attack, you've got those guys on the Tree Lord Ancient, and I'm with 1 wound left. Just going to make that easy on you also.
All right. So I'll pile it over here then.
All right, you have 8 of them in on the Tree Lord Ancient.
8, yep. So 25 dice.
Because there's +1 for the leader.
+1 for the leader.
Yep. Hitting on.
3s.
Hitting on.
And wounding on 3s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. -1 rend.
10 on the Tree Lord Ancient. -1 rend. This will save on a 4+.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. Now at the end of combat, we all need some crystal touch.
We all need the crystal touch. Rick Springfield, you gotta love it.
All right, so 1 dice for each, and
Yes.
on a 3+ a mortal wound.
So I
and you
have
have
8.
Oh, this could kill, and this would kill my regrowth model too. So
I hope. Let's see.
see. There's 2 2s and a 1. You did not kill him.
Now 2, 4, 5.
That is the end of that phase. There are no real battle shocks. You did lose 2, but what's your bravery?
8.
So you can't lose there. So we're at the end of the turn, and you do get 5 points.
Yay me!
You got that, you got that, and you got that.
So I have
All
8.
right. You have 8, and I have 5. On to my turn. Sylvaneth, bottom of turn 2. Ouch! My hero phase. I go up to 3 command points. We're first going to go with the Tree Lord Ancient is going to do Regrowth. And Regrowth is from the Lore of the Deepwood spell. With his Vespral Gem, it is done for free.
Okay.
And that heals D6 wounds on him. That's 2. This is where he might not heal back. Then he has Nurtured by Magic, which is the command trait for Gnarl Root. Anytime he successfully casts a spell, he can heal somebody within a bubble around him. D3.
And that's the one I can't dispel, right?
No.
Okay.
The Vespral Gem you cannot. It automatically goes off. There's no unbind. Unbind, not dispel.
Okay, that's right.
And then the D3, he healed 3 wounds back on all of them. It was a D6 plus a D3. So he healed total of 3 wounds back. He's up to 5. Alarielle, well, she's going to have a boring spell casting. She is going to do Metamorphosis. That is the spell on her War Scroll. Has a casting value of 7. I rolled a 9. You can attempt to dispel or unbind that.
9.
No, a 9 matches it, so it doesn't. If successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 16 inches of the caster that's visible to them. Roll a dice equal to the casting roll. For each 4+, it does a mortal wound.
Okay.
So I roll 9 dice, and I am going to, within 16 inches, do it on that group of Blood Sisters.
Okay.
3 mortal wounds. You have your Fanatic Faith, correct?
I do, yep. Nothing. So they take 3, so I already had
1 wound, so
1
2
wound,
die.
So 2 are gone.
Good.
I said I'm adding them to my death toll over here.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. She's going to cast Arcane Bolt. That is a 4. That fails. And she's going to cast Mystic Shield, a 6 on herself. That is a 5. It fails.
No pluses?
She has no pluses.
Oh, wow.
3 spells, but no pluses. And that is it for my hero phase. My movement phase. This Dryad's just moved over here to secure that objective. The Tree Lord Ancient retreated. I will not be able to shoot with him. And the Kurnoths moved up for a charge. Morathi at a 16-inch move. Alarielle at a 16-inch move.
You don't get to move Morathi.
Just one elven goddess for another. You know, that's all it is. Moved over here. That's it for my movements phase, except it's time to talk about bringing in the 3 Kurnoth Hunters. Not exactly how I wanted to bring them in, but I've got to bring them in or I won't get them in the whole game because you're probably going to kill Alarielle next turn. They have to be dropped wholly 9 inches within Alarielle. I keep calling her Morathi. And 9 inches away, which we measured it from an enemy unit. That's it. Shooting, I have the one shot, and that is Alarielle's wonderful spear. With her Spear of Kurnoth, she's going to actually shoot into the Shadow Stalkers. I think the only chance I have is to take out numbers. So that is one shot, hitting on a 3. 4, it hits. Wounds on a 4, -2 rend.
They have a 5+ save, so they can't save.
D6 wounds. 3.
Do their Fanatic Faith. Nothing.
Nothing. So 3 of them die.
3 die. This Shadow Stalker has 2 wounds, so I'm just going to take these 2 off.
And now we will go to charges. I'm going to roll for the Kurnoths first. Because if they make their charge, which is a 9 to the snakes, because that's what I had to drop them in far away from, then I'll free up Alarielle maybe to charge that direction.
She won't fit.
Oh, you're right. She might not. That base, that's a problem with that base.
She is that
Well,
big.
we'll see on them first. Let's just work on them first. And that's a 7. I'm going to use a command point. I'm down to 2 to re-roll the charge on them. And it failed. So that just will cost me a command point. Alarielle is going to charge with a 6. So Alarielle gets in, just in. That big base makes it difficult. It makes it really tough. That is another downfall for her, is having this tremendously huge base. The Kurnoths, that is a 7. So the Kurnoths will get in. These 2 Kurnoths are going to attack the Avatar, and the other 4, actually, I think 3 of them have to attack the Avatar because he's outside of 2 inches. So 3 on the Avatar and 3 on the Sisters.
Alrighty.
They hit on 3s. They are re-rolling 1s because they're near the Tree Lord Ancient, the wizard. So all but 1 hit. They are wounding on 3s. Wow. 3 at -2 rend. Here's another nice thing about the Avatar. He has 9 wounds.
Right.
But he's not a monster or a war machine.
Right.
So he still gets cover.
Yes.
So my rend of -2 really effectively becomes -1.
So he'll have a 5+ save.
Okay.
Nope, but he will get Fanatic Faith.
But still I gotta roll damage.
Oh, that's right.
They're D3 each, but you're within 12 inches, it's -1.
So -1.
Yes. So 1, 2, 3, that's 2, 4.
Oh yeah. I like that.
You were like, you're sitting over there like, oh my god, I'm just gonna walk in and kill all these people. Like they all get -1 damage on D3 wounds.
Wow. I'm loving the heart.
Yes, the heart is pretty amazing. And
I saved 2.
Just saved 2.
So he took 2.
Yeah,
He's down to 7.
So he took 2 wounds and he's down to 7 on 3 Kurnoth hits.
All right.
Yes. Now the other 3 are going to attack the Sisters. They also will have -1 to their damage, and they also are in cover. 3 of them attacking into the Sisters. My leader's in there. The leader hits on a 2, and the other ones hit on a 3. And they're all re-rolling 1s. They're starting to get away from this. Didn't you have some like that in your book?
I did, and they all went to +1 attack. Instead.
They all went to +1 for the leader instead of this different dice. I hope they do that with Sylvaneth too. This really becomes a pain in the dice roll when you separate them like this. So, and I re-roll all 1s. All those hit. Wound on 3s. 1, 2, 3, 4. -2 rend, but you're in cover, so it's -1 rend.
So they are a 5, so there'd be a 6.
6+.
Okay, 1 saved.
So 3 go through, but once again, you're -1 on the damage. So that's 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay, and I get 2 Fanatic Faiths on this one.
And you get 2 Fanatic Faiths because of the which bird?
Blessing of Kane.
Blessing of Kane.
Nope. Nothing.
So 2 of them die.
2 die.
That's all you lost, Trace, was 2 sisters out of that whole thing.
Oh, still painful. Oh, wait, one had 1.
It's still painful.
I know, it's still painful.
That's so painful. That is so painful. I keep forgetting that Alarielle has the charge impact.
Oh, the impact hit?
Yes, so we're going to go with the impact hit on a 4+. That is a 4+, D3 mortal wounds. So 2 mortal wounds, so 1 of them dies. So.
Well, hold on.
You got
Fanatic Faith. Nope. 1
okay.
dies.
So these are what? 3
3
threes?
3s. Okay. And they have Witch Brew, so I'll get to do reroll failed wounds.
Oh. It's not nice.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. -1 rend.
Normally on a 3, these are saving on a 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. We had to pause and read for a minute because they're within 18 inches of Morathi, so thought they might have gotten +1 to their attacks characteristic. But she has to be within 3 inches of an enemy model, and she wasn't. I kept those intentionally out. I had to keep those out because I moved and I didn't charge. So even if they're not 3 inches, then I would have had to have moved mine. They should have been 3 inches.
Okay.
It wasn't the reason I didn't charge because I just didn't want you to kill my dryads.
Right.
But I'm glad I didn't charge because if I would have, they would have all gotten +1 attack.
Right.
And they didn't. Alarielle's double bracketed now.
Yes, and I still get my crystal touch.
And you're going to get your crystal touch.
If they're alive after she had attacked them.
But let's see how she does with her damage. The first thing she's going to attack with is the Talon of the Dwindling, or the Claw. We haven't determined whether it's the Claw from Liar Liar or from Toy Story, but she's attacking with her Claw. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. She's a wizard gnarl root, and I'll reroll that 1. They all 4 hit, wounding on 4s. 2, no rend.
So they have 5s. 1.
1 wound.
Fanatic Faith. Oh, takes 1.
And now's the big one, the Great Antlers. The Great Antlers have 5 attacks. They only hit on 4s, but she is rerolling 1s. They start out, though, doing 5 damage.
I know, they're
5
scary.
damage, but they're now down to only 3 damage.
And they get how many attacks?
5. They only hit on 4s, though, but I am rerolling 1s. 4 hit. They're wounding on 3s.
Oh!
And you know what? I almost spent a command point on her command ability, which she could have put on herself, and it's a bubble, that you reroll 1s on the wound.
Oh no!
And because I only had 2 command points left, and I was worried about, I did not do it. I wish I'd have done it. 1, -2.
Okay, they can't save.
3 wounds.
So 3 Fanatic Faiths. 1. So 2. So 1 dies and 1 gets a wound.
This is a gorgeous, my favorite model in the entire line of GW models. It is, but GW, it's not 600 points.
No, she is not
It's
worth 600.
no way near.
And you know what? I think
600 points.
600 points is stiff, but I'll pay it every day for Morathi.
Absolutely, absolutely. You look at it's great to see these. You're 580.
No, I'm 600.
You're 600. There's just no comparison.
There is no comparison.
And we get it. Times change. Just really hoping the new Broken Realms book does something to make her a viable option.
Yeah.
The Avatar is attacking first. Since they charged, they do not get covered.
Oh, right.
That's true.
I do remember that.
Yes.
Yep. Okay, so 4 dice. 3s to hit. Okay, all hit. 3s to wound.
2
2
wounds.
wounds. -2 rend.
This is a 6+ save. Nope.
3 each.
What?
3 each.
Well, one of them had 3 left, so that's 3, and that leaves 3, so one of them now has 2 left.
All right. So now my sisters, yes?
Now it's your sisters. So 6.
Yep.
All right.
Ready? 3s. Okay, and 3s. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, -1 rend.
These are on 5s. That's 6.
1 each.
So that killed 1 and left 1 with only 1 wound left. It's the end of the combat phase, and because it's my turn, I get to go first.
Oh, you have an end of the combat.
Kurnoth Hunters have an end of trample underfoot. At the end of the combat phase, you can pick 1 enemy unit within 1 inch of this unit and 1 roll dice for each model in the unit.
Kurnoth,
On a 4+,
okay.
it's a mortal wound, and I am picking your sisters to try to stop that crystal touch.
Okay.
Because it's my turn, or into the combat phase, I get to go first.
All right. Yep, that's right.
You take 2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
You have
and I
Fanatic
get
Faiths.
2 Fanatic Faith. 1 saved. Okay, so she
So
takes
that one with 1 wound dies.
dice. Yep.
That stops a dice for a crystal touch.
Yes, it does.
But now you get to roll, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to do mortal wounds back here.
Yep, on a 3. So
You
3.
have 3 mortal wounds. There's 1, and he goes from 5 to 3. And you have 6.
6 over there on Alarielle.
On Alarielle. And you do
3.
3 more. She's down to 5 wounds. I am going to spend a command point so they don't have to roll Battle Shock.
Okay.
And you've got Witch Brew on both yours.
I do. Imagine that.
That's not fun. That's the end of the turn. I get 1 point.
1 point.
You kept both the middles. So it is 8-6 at the end of 2 turns.
All right, let's roll it off.
Oh
It's
my
me.
gosh, it's done. It is so done. Oh, you got to roll to see if this thing goes away.
Oh, you're right, I do.
But
So-
he's within. Is it? Oh, I don't know.
I
He
don't
might
know,
not. He might be
because
too
I think
far
it's
out.
6 inches.
I think it's
Let me
6
just double
inches.
check.
The Avatar Kane is not within 6 inches, so he does not get +1.
Right?
So
well,
it, so it goes away on a 1, 2, or 3.
Yep. Oh.
Yes! Off the board.
I'm
You're
just
going to
gonna
bring
put
her
it
right
back
back. That doesn't make a big difference.
That's the plan anyway.
Even though she's outside of 9, so
9,
she doesn't.
yeah.
But
She will
he
get a plus.
automatically animates also.
Which is good.
Which is
yes.
All right. It is DOK.
Turn 3.
Turn 3.
I turned it to turn 3.
Turn 3.
I get a command point, so I go to 2, and I go here, and I now get to reroll hit rolls of 1 for my entire army.
So you reroll hit rolls of 1, charge rolls of 1, and run rolls of 1.
Yes, yes.
And you're +2 on your Witch Brew.
Right.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
What shenanigans you pulling now?
And we're going to just try to end it here.
I have a feeling we're not making it to the bottom of turn 3. Yes.
Let's see. All right, so this hag right here, she is going to try to do Blessing of Kane.
Okay.
So here's this, and I don't get the +1.
1. Oh.
That goes off. So these guys are going to get 2 Fanatic Faiths again.
But
okay.
Witch Brew she can't do, because that is only 3 inches.
3 inches.
So take that.
Well, she could do to herself.
Okay.
Okay, so she's going to try to put out the Heart of Kane again.
Yes.
Or the Heart of Fury.
Heart Fist. She takes a mortal wound.
She does. Let's do Fanatic Faith and see if she can get rid of it. Nope. So she not only takes a wound, but I don't get my fist out either. Then she's going to try her Rune of Kane. And that goes off. Okay. So then we're going to go, I'm just going to stay over here.
All right.
Oh, wait, I'm going to try her Witch Brew. So since it's the next battle round, I actually get +2, so it's a 3.
It's 3 plus. No.
Okay, Morathi's going to try to do...
Black Horror.
Yeah, the only option I have, because I'm in the woods, I can't even put anything on these guys because I can't see them.
It's any 1 inch through the woods. Even when you're inside, it doesn't break it. So she doesn't have line of sight to any of these. But since Alarielle flies,
Yep.
she can hit Alarielle 36 inches away. So.
Okay, so that is a 7, and I get a +1. Ooh, I got a 12.
And I cannot unbind that.
All right, so I roll a dice, and that is D3. So 2 wounds on Alarielle.
Alarielle's down to 3.
And then I'm going to try to Mystic Shield. She's going to Mystic Shield herself. And that goes off.
That's successful. And I will attempt
was
to
gonna say.
unbind with the Tree Lord Ancient, and it obviously does not work.
Okay. And then from over here, I'm going to do that Hag Queen. So I'm in a Catechism of Murder. And that does go off. So we're going to put that. That means that a 6 is 2 hits instead of 1.
All right.
And then we're going to try to do her Rune of Kane. That goes off. And then lastly, we're going to try Witch Brew on a 3. And that does not go
Mortal
off.
wound. That's right on the Witch Brew.
not...
Oh, Witch Brew never had mortal wound
Yeah,
anyway.
Witch Brew is not
a
prayer.
I'm sorry, I was getting too excited. Can you take that dice, put it to a 3?
Oh, sure. Yeah, she's actually going to do it on herself.
She's going to use her command ability on herself, so she can run in charge, and she runs with 2d6.
Right.
Correct?
Yes.
Iron Scales.
Iron Scales.
All right. So now you move.
I'll move.
And you're going to run her. Why don't you roll for her?
8.
An 8 plus her 8, a 16
Yes, she
inch?
gets to move 16.
Yeah, these dryads are going bye-bye
She's gonna
with
head that
Morathi, Iron Scales, and I think the other Morathi might be coming in to try to get an 8-inch charge and make it work. Shooting?
Okay, we're going to do Avatar Shot first into the Kurnos. 3-3.
Very good.
All of them. So 5. -1.
-1. They are in cover, so that will negate that.
Okay.
So it's a 4 plus save.
1 each.
So 3. That kills 1. He had 3 wounds left. Big Morathi.
Oh, yeah. She's going to shoot. I think I'm going to try to just finish off Alarielle.
That's probably, yeah.
See if I can do it. So it's a 2-2. Yep.
No! Yes.
My bow is over here, 24 inches.
We had forgotten about these, so we went back and said they would have just moved up to be within 24 inches of Alarielle so they could shoot Alarielle. So they're attacking. 2 attacks apiece?
Yep, 2 attacks
So
apiece
10
at
attacks.
Alarielle.
3-3, -1-1, and 6s are immortals.
6s are mortal.
Immortals. Mortals.
All right, so 2 6s, and the rest hit.
All right.
And then these are 3s.
Mortal and stops are in addition.
Stops.
Okay.
And then 4 at -1 rend.
These are on a 4 plus. One of these fails, and Alarielle is dead. Dum 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 dum.
I don't think that's the right song.
Oh, so now we're into the charge phase.
All right, let's see if Little Mo makes it.
Little Mo right here. I think we measured, think you need an 8. We'll measure again after you roll.
All right.
Bingo! She is in.
All right.
8 is exactly what she needed. The Iron Scales needs a 3.
She got a 10.
That's no problem. She is in.
And then let's see what Big Mo gets. Oh, she gets to reroll ones.
She got it anyway. She was 3 out.
Oh.
She rolled a 3 and a 1, but
8.
she gets it anyway.
Okay, and...
Those are 10 really bad position Dryads. Wholly within 18 inches.
We'll get an extra attack.
All those snakes get an extra attack. All of these snakes over here get an extra attack. But you probably want to go first over here anyway. I don't think you're really that worried about those Dryads.
You just never know what they can do. So, all right. So we're going to go over here. I am
going to
5.
Tanglethorn Thicket in the charge phase. I should have said that.
Okay.
But yes, so they get to reroll saves. Going with the Blood Sisters first.
Yes.
5 of them?
5.
Yeah, but there's 4 attack speeds now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're within 18 inches
How soon
of Morathi. We just said that, and then you forgot to add the dice. Yes.
Okay, ready?
And there's no negatives, so they're hitting on 3s, yes.
Wounding on 3s.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
-1 rend, but I'm in cover, so those negate. So
Right.
it goes back to a 4+ save, but I Tanglethorn Thicket, so I get to reroll saves. These are 4s. Those are all, successes.
Wow. So they take
2 wounds.
Dang.
That is Kurnoth Hunters in a wood with Tanglethorn Thicket.
Yeah.
And a really good roll. I go next. I'm honestly going to go with them before the Avatar comes in and kills them further.
Okay.
So these are 3s and 2s. The whites are 2s.
Okay.
Rerolling 1s because of the wizard nearby.
So just 1.
Just 1 misses. They wound on 3s.
Nice.
All of them wound. -2 rend. They have a 5+ save.
Right.
They have -2 rend, but they are in cover. So they go to a 6+ save.
6+
On 5 dice.
Nothing.
Okay. Now, I don't get the -1 damage on this one.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's Kurnoths with sides.
All right. Let's see how many survive. Hopefully some. Give me some 6s.
Well, one of them will.
I would like more than that. Give me some 6s. Ooh. Oh, got a little crazy, but it was a 5. Nothing. Oh, 1. Fanatic phase twice. Oh, a couple more. So 1 dies, 2 dies, 3 dies, and 1 has a wound.
Playing a new model. Tracy just realized the Iron Scales has a shot. What's the range on it?
An 18-inch range.
18-inch shot?
Yes, she has an
Whoa.
18. So next time I won't forget that.
That's not bad, putting an extra shot into your army.
No.
And yes, Morathi gives +1 to the keyword Melusai, and Iron Scales has Melusai as a keyword, so she gets +1 attack. Coming over here to combat, and thought, of course, we'd go the Melusai first, because she has a benefit that she gives off if she kills models. And her benefit is that if she kills models, then any Melusai units wholly within 12 inches of her get +1 of their attack characteristic. Well, neither Morathi is a Melusai, and this unit was outside of 12, so there's no benefit to having her go first. So you're just going to decide to go with the big player.
The big player.
Right, and bring Big Mo.
Big hitter.
All right, what do you got?
All right.
-1 to hit, remember that.
-1 to, they're not wholly within.
They're within 6 inches of a wildwood.
Oh,
they don't have to be with a wholly within.
All the way
nope.
In. Okay, so 3 3s.
Yep.
4 3s. Mm-hmm. Woo, that doesn't help when you can roll 4 1s.
Is this your hit? What do you do this turn? Turn 3.
Oh, reroll 1s. Gosh.
Yes.
That's much better. Well,
oh, you got 1 extra.
Better. And then 3s. So 3, -1.
And they are a 5+ save. They have +1 save because there's 10 of them, but they're not all in the wood.
So they don't get covered.
They don't get the cover. There, this is a 5+.
Okay.
Oh, 2 on the save. 1. So what's the 1? How
Just
many?
1.
Just 1? Mm-hmm. Now I lost the save.
Oh, I'm sorry. 3.
I thought that was 3. Her first attack killed 3 of them. There's less than 10. You don't remove the models that are slain until you're done with all your attacks.
Right.
So the +1 to the save for there being 10 will go all the way through Morathi's attacks.
Right.
But when the other ones attack now, there's less than 10. They no longer will get +1 to their save roll.
Right.
Okay, so what is Morathi's next attack?
The snakes on her head, so 2d6 attacks. So there she's going to get 6.
-1 to hit.
4s. Rerolling 1s. 3s. 1. No rend.
Not saved.
Okay, one
So
damage.
one dies. All right.
Okay, and then we have that tail again.
That tail.
See if we can get that tail to hit this time.
The tail does how much damage?
The tail does 6, with the fact that she only has 1 wound.
Okay, so this will kill them if this goes through. But you're never successful with this.
I know, right?
This is your fail tail.
And it's still -1, so 4.
There you go.
All right, fine.
2 of the Dryads are going on the Melusai Iron Scale. They hit on 4s. All right, we have got...
Avatar of Kane. 3 3s, ready?
All right.
No 1s, dang it. Nope, nothing.
Wow.
He whiffed.
Wow, I'm done.
Okay, so I have the Melusai Iron Scales. Okay, well, she does get the extra attack for Morathi. So it's 4 3. Rerolling 1s.
So 2 hit.
And 3s. 2.
Rend.
-1.
They don't have any modifications, so they are at a 6 save right now. 5 with a -1 rend. That is not done. 2 of them are den.
So 4 3. Just 1. -1 rend.
Goes through.
Okay, D3.
All right.
2.
2 left.
3 3s. Rerolling 1s. 2.
What's the rend?
-1.
Saves 1. There is 1 guy left.
Yep, just 1 damage. Crystal Touch. So I have 2 left. 3+. So they both go through. 2 mortal wounds.
And it didn't kill him, and then I get my 2 mortal wounds back. No, it was on 4+ for the Kurnoths. So he's down to 1. So you get all 4 points here. You get both the middles.
Yep.
So you get 4 points there. That's 8. Plus yours 9. You have how many points now?
17.
2, I think 6.
6.
Yeah. It's over. It is over. We will have a lot to talk about. Not just this game, but the recent tournament we went to. And what are you thinking about these, just real quick?
I really like them. I wasn't sure. I was really nervous about how few models I had when I put them on that board. It just didn't seem like very much. But they really did well.
You got a lot of few models over there on your death table.
But compared to what they usually are when we're talking witch elves.
Yes.
And we'll talk about wiping out units of witch elves.
Yes, we will. All right, that's it. Good game.
Yes, good game.
Do you see what I've created?
What? What's going on out there?
Oh my gosh. I came upstairs the other day and she's painting with this new gadget on her face.
Look, hey, it lights up too. I can have like a spotlight on.
And
so
different size lenses for you to magnify with.
I love it.
Yeah.
I don't care how
Yeah.
silly I can see.
Yes.
Oh, but I had to put this little makeup pad right here because it's a little heavy on my nose. But other than that, it's good.
So hot. But one thing we do want to state that in the meantime, since our last battle report, we had our 30th wedding anniversary.
We did!
30 years together.
Which, by the way, we were supposed to celebrate at Warhammer World.
We were going to go to England and go buy Warhammer World.
Okay, all right, we'll call it
We're going
that.
to see some other stuff, but COVID happened and that was all gone.
Yeah.
But yes, 30 years together. And that, you could do the math. That means that, we're a lot closer in age than a lot of people think we are. But 30 years together, we've been partners for 30 years, met 31 years to the day, from a year to the date earlier. So partner for 31 years, married for 30 years. And we started in January 2018 playing AOS, so we've been at war for 3 years now.
Right.
Yes, and just enjoying it. That was a great game. Not really. It was great. No, it wasn't a great game from that aspect. It was fun to see a new Battletome do exactly what we want it to do.
Right.
And that is provide versatility.
Yes.
Flexibility.
I'm still not even sure that's the best build. There's so many that
I don't
you
think
can
there is
make
a best
in
build.
there. It's very exciting. I want to try all the different temples, all the different combos.
I think you're going to see different people perform with that at high levels with that Battletome, with different temples, with different combinations. Some people
With
will go
Morathi,
all
without
witches.
Morathi.
Correct. Starting with that. I've played Andrew, the guy who played them 2 of the tournaments we went. 3 game tournaments in a row. I played his daughter of Kane. And very close games with my Sylvaneth, but he won both. And he doesn't play with Morathi. And
Crazy guy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I love Morathi.
But we did have a 3-game tournament earlier in the fall that we ran. I was the TO, actually. And ended up having to play because we had odd numbers. I ran a Gnarl route similar to this, except not Alarielle. Durthu and Drycha instead, with some other points changes. Did pretty well. Barely lost to the DOK game. Beat 2 FEC, including Tracy at that tournament. So I was feeling pretty good about being a mid-range army with that Gnarl route with Sylvaneth. Then we got Alarielle done because I love the model.
She's beautiful.
Beautiful. Brought her to that 3-game tournament, and oh my gosh, I was 0-3 and not even in most of the games. DOK, once again, it was somewhat close, but I got a lot of breaks when it came to turn priority and things like that. I don't think it would have been close without that. But in the meta of shooting, and Alarielle could not even hide in her own woods.
Right.
She was just right off the table all the time.
Yeah. And she can't hide, period, because she flies.
So it's a shame that I've painted her up, and I love how she looks, but
I'm holding out hope.
I'm holding out hope, but without any changes, she'll be sitting on the shelf a lot. Yeah. I'm transitioning into Idneth for right now.
Idneth is
maybe slaves when I get it done painted, but we have an Idneth painted army, so I think I'm going to go that way. You might see a next battle report.
Yeah.
Now with all that, let's go to the main part of the show, which is DOK. What do you think?
I love them. I do. I don't know if I've just kind of figured them out, or if the changes have just been good for me, or maybe I've just gotten very lucky. I don't know. But yeah, it's been good. The 3-game tournament that we went to, I came in second.
Won all 3.
Yeah, I did win all 3, and one was against.
Oh my God.
One was against KO, which I had never played a full army of KO before. I had played in a doubles tournament against KO, so half of the others. Actually, it was my partner who was KO, so I never even had to play against them.
And that was the old KO book.
Yes, that was early on. So this one, I line up against KO. First turn, he gets priority, and
he got a 1-drop. Or
it was very close to that, and I had a lot at that point. But so I lined up. I had 20 witches, and 20 Sisters of Slaughter, and I lined those up, and all of the other ones that I had on there. And first turn, and in both units of witches gone. First turn, they never moved. They never even said boo to KO. Nothing. And my son walks over and goes, "Are you guys just setting up?"
Because all the models were sitting back on the table. The tournament organizer, Jeff, and I walked over there, and Jeff's a great guy, and we were like, "Oh, this is going to be bad for Tracy, going to be bad." I went back, feeling bad that she's got the new Morathi, and she's going to get shot off the table. Jeff comes back about an hour later, and he goes, "She turned it around, and she beat him." I was like, "You are teasing me." That's Morathi right now.
It
that
is.
She got into his gun line, into his ships, and she can only take 3 a turn. He hadn't played against her. He didn't really realize that. Once she got in there, just killed him. One at a time, and
one boat at a time. Yeah. And the cauldron. I had the Slaughter Queen on Cauldron of Blood, and so I just sandwiched them and just took them in from the outside in. And
so that was with the old book, but the new Morathi. You won all 3 games, and it wasn't a highly competitive tournament.
No.
It was still a very solid
the
tournament.
People that we played against.
Oh yeah,
really good.
I mean, yes, a lot of people go to LVO, and the guy who won it, Mergonk, is one who finished 8th in the LVO with his Stormcast.
Who I did not play against.
Did not play against him, and he had but to his credit, he had a Fire Slayers list that was not a cutthroat list, and he won. Just a real good player. But Tracy went 3-0 and came in second, only by points.
Yeah.
So I'm really anxious to see this. If you're into the new Daughters of Kane, it's going to allow. We had
a Toby sighting.
We had a cat invader. But it's going to allow you to pull so many different types of armies.
Yeah.
And that's what we need, GW. We need to not have these tomes that continuously have the exact same build.
The only one that works.
All the time, or even one temple, or one coven, or whatever you want to call it. It's just, I'm so, proud's not the right word, because it's not that, I'm so, happy.
Thrilled. Yeah.
I'm thrilled that it really looks like they're trying to fix things that are broken, but emphasize things that need improvement. Like your Witch Brew nerf needed to happen from everybody who's outside of DOK.
Okay, unless you play DOK.
Unless you play DOK.
But
they
it wasn't
they didn't
that
totally
awful.
throw it out. They didn't totally throw it out.
No. It worked.
And
it was okay.
you can wait and be patient and hit it when you need it. Mm-hmm. It's just, it's really smart thinking. It's smart development on their time right now for them. We feel they're doing the exact same thing in 40K, that they're coming out with a lot of smart books right now. Just seems like they let 8th for 40K and AOS get its feet stable, and now they can start perfecting it. And I really look forward to seeing where this is going. And that's it. Anything else?
No, I think I'm super excited about Daughters of Kane. So it'll be hard for me to let go of them to play another army for the
I predict, to be honest, for us to get battle reports done, you're probably going to see more Daughters of Kane in the next couple.
Different variations. Yeah, so we can try them out.
And I'll try different things because I'll try to satisfy my ADD and find an actual army I'll stick with. Even though I have stuck with Sylvaneth quite a while. When it
you
comes
really
to
have, and you've given them every opportunity to come around, and they just haven't.
And if a new tome comes out that doesn't break them, make them, the meta chasing army, but just fixes a lot of problems, then I'll be back because I do love the concept from it.
Right.
So that's it. We're glad to be back and have another battle report.
Yes.
We hope you enjoy it. We do appreciate, of course, comments and likes and subscribing. It lets us know to continue.
Yeah.
And but once again, we're not monetizing. We're not doing it for that reason. This is just our fun and our hobby. And I am Steve.
And I'm Tracy.
And we are the Partners at War.
Keep playing.